Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me. I'm very happy to exchange here with a room full of experts about the power of empathy and how we can enrich that and in the next futures. If we think about people, all the people, and with different ages, different expectations, and so you have to manage that in a matter of that you really gain experience that succeed. And I, of course, have as well expectations. My name is Philipp Urban. I'm from MentorMate Theatre Group, and I really be here, and I want that the future will be that the CX focus will be a part of the CX agenda, that we really gain that a return on invest in that topic. I'm born in and living in Vienna in Austria, and I'm working as a CX principal at MentorMate. But I have also other personalized experience because, and I'm not alone, because more than 70% of the people really want to have personalization in every interaction, and this is really in every interaction. If you talk with your clients, if you have some product to use, and if they don't get that, people are frustrated, and if they are frustrated, then they lose or they will find another solution. So personalization is no longer an option because 91% of the consumers are really here and they will buy from brands and companies who really recognize them and offer them relevant deals. And this will return, of course, into higher customer lifetime value. And there is a very important part related to how to achieve that goals. On the one hand, you have your employees who run all the time to achieve that great success. And you have the customers. But it is not always successful because it is important that you find also the right matching of best fitting the employee for all customers. Because empathy is here also a very important part, because you need sometimes people where you really trust on the topic, that you can have here really disengagement. And you can be the best seller, but sometimes it doesn't work for people. And you have then, with the help of AI, also the possibility, or but with the help of technology, to find here the right matching. And if you listen here then also to the voice of the employees, because they also want to be really successful in that topic, you have here also a comparison between different generations. If you think or look at the baby boomers and also relating in comparison to the younger generation, to the millennials and the Generation Z, there has been a quite shift into that expectation because people or the younger people want to work more flexible, and they take care more about this work-life balance. It's a very important topic if you can provide the topics. But also the expectation to use technology which helps to relieve the pain of doing repetitive tasks which are boring and you can't take care about the topics. So here is really the expectation that all these gadgets, all these tools can be used as well in the working experience. And if you compare that also now to the voice of the customers, what is expected, then you see that here there is also in reflection to different generations also a purchasing decision is driven by this reputation and how to use topics. So you have here definitely be aware how to interact with your customer, where are you present. And for example, if you see the younger generation is quite important on the social media perspective, and reputation can be quite successful, but can be also in a second be really be lost in that application. You can have the best product, but if you have, for example, a bad behavior, you can really lose money in a second on that topic. And also in reflecting to interact with the customer. There are different options how they expect to interact with the customer. For example, to provide here self-service applications, providing a chat or a voice bot, or really want to work with a knowledgeable customer service representative. Here are differences between the expectation from the younger generation and also from the baby boomers, for example. And it's important to know that, because based on that, you have here the choice, or you can here really provide the best channels, the best interaction with the customer, and at least you should know what is expected and how to reach that. And then at the end, if you have this omni-channel stream and you have the omni-channel interaction, you can have here full service brand. And at the end, it's also a matching between the employees and the agents by itself. And the important part is really to focus on that customer interactions, to get really the pains away about that repetitive tasks, and that you can focus on the real customer intent, and that you understand the customer and you can build up the trust. This is very important in that area. And how can you now, with the new technology, build the bridges? I have here brought a short private story. You probably know this map. It's in Italy. I've been there with my family last year for a holiday trip, did heavily sightseeing. And yeah, we have been standing on the Campo Manin together with the kids, and they were hungry, and we promised them after this heavy sightseeing, yeah, let's go to the best pizzeria, L'Angelo. But how to get there? On the one hand, it looks like very easy, but there is a small canal between that places. You can probably use the first path over the old bridges, which takes you a lot of time to go there. And the kids are hungry. They don't want really to go further and see again any buildings. They just want to have the best pizza as placed. And it's similar probably to some customer interaction when you send a mail or provide FAQs. Of course, you can do another experience and go, for example, with the gondoliers. Yeah, in that case, it saves already some time. You gain another experience, and it's similar to a hotline. But if kids are hungry, they really want to be fast and they don't care about the experience. Or why not use these new smaller bridges? They're probably hidden and not so common, but in that case, you can really be fast into your interactions. And here, artificial intelligence came in place, because artificial intelligence, especially in the customer service, customer interaction management area, can build up that bridges. Because it makes it for customers, for consumers, easier to provide self-service applications with chatbots, with FAQs, which are really intelligent, but also help here the agents and your customer service representatives with additional information and yeah, assistance functionalities. I've been then always asked related to that, yeah, but AI is cool, but I always need here in that case cloud. Is it possible without a cloud? Probably we are not so far in that area. And my answer on that is then, yes, it is possible, but probably not affordable. Because if you really want to use AI, you need on the one hand well-structured data, and you need to process this data very fast. And if you want to scale in that area and really provide here additional functionality, you need hyperscaler solutions like on AWS or on Azure or on the Google Cloud, which can really afford the topics. Because in your own data centers, it takes you, you have to put in too much money, it takes too long to provide that topic. Good, so we are now here. We have clarified AI will helpful, and cloud and well-structured data is necessary. But the important thing is how to use it. Only to introduce AI because we should introduce it is probably not the best case. So you should consider really real-time use cases in that cases, and I've brought here some examples for you. One of our customers in France has been one here in that service that we provide additional services, and the sales manager came back was very successful and wanted to celebrate. And by the way, told them, yes, but we have to provide here the service as well in French. The customer service unit was shocked because there was nobody in the company who is really speaking French. So what to do? Should we hire additional people or should we get trainings that the people are studying French? No, it takes too long, it takes too much money. And so we worked out here in case that we really provide here real-time translation service based on Microsoft technology, and with a little bit of change how to interact, the solution was then really also accepted. It's necessary to bring all the people together to explain how to be used, but at the end everybody was happy. Knowledge management. I already talked a little bit about that. Here in that case, it is really possible with this so-called agent assist functionalities, but also with these bot technologies which are using here so-called large language models and who can really process the real-time data which is necessary in each interactions. If you provide here some information, it is important that you give the customer the right answer to the intent that they really want to use. And this is possible really with the technology to implement so that you have an assistance in place, that you can really focus on the interaction by itself because you have all the content in place, and this can be also integrated into self-service applications. In a world of very connected devices and environments, it's important that you also provide proactive and preventive interaction information in the topic. Imagine if you are shipping something and there are different kind of weather conditions and there are some delays and you're waiting for some topics. Sometimes it's very important that you get this information in real time so that you can on the one hand, really act also on the supply chain or do some rescheduling of some activation, and you'll be able to really provide proactive communication and information to your customers. And this is very helpful, and people are really in that topic as well feel that as a great experience if they are informed, if they don't have to contact you again, and on the other hand, it also is for your business case important because you won't get this recallers or some re-information. You can focus on additional information or business generation. This is also in reflecting for the workforce management. With the AI-enabled workforce management scheduling topics, you can have here prediction services in place that you can schedule when do I need which expert and how many experts do I need. And if I have here really that capabilities and the solutions in place, you can steer your customer service unit and your team quite efficiently. But because if you don't do that, it will return again into long waiting queues, or you have to provide callback solutions in that places, which reflects also in longer waiting times. Sometimes, and in these times, nobody wants to hear really music on hold to staying in a queue. These times are gone already. But here probably one of the topics, if you don't have right now already all that AI technology in place, I will bring in some other content, and that's gamification. Gamification in the world of the customer experience could be here also another game changer, because if you introduce, for example, gamification elements in your queue, you can build up really the brand experience. People and customers will probably know what is your company about. You can play out, for example, quizzes where the people can, for example, win some vouchers or probably some prizes or collect additional information. And at the end, yeah, the customer will be happy to stay in the music on hold, and probably you can shift here some topic. And with the parts of the technology in combination with workforce management, this could be quite beneficial. And also gamification elements for your employees or the employees' perspective could be here also another game changer if you, for example, combine different schedules, different solutions, and also engaging and bring in here some training elements. For example, if you have here a new product, a new service in place, that you can here combine here additional services in place to bring up the power of your employees as well. What is important with all that topics when we're talking about introducing AI technologies, we're using, for example, a workforce management solution or gamification elements. The most important thing is that you should start on a very early stage, and that's really identifying the problems and the use cases. Work on that topic that you discover. Do some researching, identify how the process looks like, how the people interact with you, what are the customer expectations, and based on that, start small with some first use cases, define on that, iterate things, and deliver that solution, and collect this feedback again. And here we're working around this enterprise design thinking framework, and sometimes it is really more important to invest more in the early stages to talk about what are the real use cases and get some help here and there than just implementing another tool in that direction. Good. Last but not least, one of the new hype areas, and probably everybody has already heard about agentic AI, but also I will bring in here talk a little bit about the avatars element and why or if they will be part of the customer journeys. To be honest, I'm convinced that they will be because avatars, for example, I see very beneficial when it goes to 24/7 support, because you have here really the possibility, and you remember one of the first stages, to bring in here also some personalization. You have here really that content which can be played out like a human touch interface. You have also some new channel in place when we talk about, for example, chatbots, which can be really also introduced with some avatars which could be personalized, so you can in the moment already record your own avatar, and you can provide here a service with your avatar to your customers. And agentic AI is the new hype-driven perspective, and is probably the evolution from this conversational AI element and all this RPA technology, because with agentic AI, you will have the capabilities that there will be several bots in place in the future, which take care, for example, for some smaller processes, and all around that there will be some frameworks which would be used to orchestrate this different kind of bots together, so that you can have here really this holistic view about the topic, which can be also quite helpful for your agents and your customer service representative by providing this personal feedback and this personal interaction to the topic. And I think here in that case, yeah, probably we're here still in the early stage, how it could be really introduced and how this interaction look like. So, but I believe that in the next months there will be also here use cases in place which will be really reinvent the world here for additional topics. And at the end, from that perspective, I think we should not be afraid about using that AI technology. the younger generation especially expects that also to the topic. And if we really identify the problems and work on the design and get the people and manage the change correctly, then also it will be a good solution for the baby boomers at the end to generate an holistic view and a best-in-class customer experience service. So, yeah, several years ago, there was another Austrian guy who introduced Terminator, and from that perspective, yeah, I'm happy here to interact with you and talk about further use cases and interactions. So, and then if you want to talk, I'll be back. Thank you.
We do have time for questions, if anybody has some questions for Philip. Let's see. No questions? All right.
Save time for coffee.
Philip, thank you so much.
Okay.
Philip is